Hello and welcome back to Formula 2 in SLR. We're at round 4 here at Azerbaijan, or in Azerbaijan to say, at the Baku City Circuit. And the race roller is the current championship leader after taking it last time out at Monaco for his win in the feature race. And I think it was 6th or 5th place in the sprint race. Just me commentating over the action for Azerbaijan, and hopefully it is a good one. And first we have a couple of minutes to let drivers get their setups on before we go for a one-shot qualifying to see who comes out on top with the 4 points for pole position. Going to be interesting to see how they tackle Baku. Last season was pretty hectic in the sprint race, and I expect to see much of the same. But yeah, firstly, got to get one shot quality out of the way, and then we'll see what the two races bring. But as you all start to filter in, hope you're all having a nice evening, going into the night now. And Corey messages, "Hey guys, another week, another race. Here we go. Can't wait." And I can't wait for Azerbaijan. Usually brings up a few incidents here and there. So it should be good. And we'll be underway shortly for the one-shot qualifying. So then 10 seconds. Who is going to get on pole position? 4 points for pole. Here in Formula 2, every point counts in a championship fight. Can anybody unlikely make it? So we'll go on board with race roller through a lap of Baku. Go down into turn 1, try and get as wide as possible. Avoid the inside curb as it tends to unsettle the car, which he does very nicely. Use up all the road on the entry to turn 2. It's cold and obviously has a quali ban if he's going the wrong way. And down towards turn 3 we go. Car on the right hand side still as he brakes. Make sure you don't hit the inside there, very easy to do. Your car back over to the left for turn 4. Avoid the inside curb once again. Don't really want to touch any of these curbs around this circuit. Now into the chicane we go. Turns 5 and 6. Does it very nicely indeed. Does race roller, keeps his car on the left hand side to open up turn 7. Use as much of this curb as you can. One of the only curbs you really want to use. Now in the castle section, turn 8. Does it very nicely. Oh, a bit of a slide on the exit of the castle, and again with the next left hander. That will lose some momentum for him to go down. It's curved. Still double apex straight almost. Now break into downhill. Downhill braking is very tricky, but he gets it through there nicely. Doesn't use the curb on the left hand side because that tends to hop the car into the wall. It was wide at the proper final corner. The last time you have to brake, and now he's going to probably lose momentum as he goes down the straight. But has he done enough? As he goes almost into the wall. And now through the final corner, all he has to do now is open the DRS. What is it going to be? Looks like it's going to be Crispy on pole position. And it is with a 148.999. Call the police. And we have pole position for Crispy in Baku. Race roller will be second place in the end. And that was a very good lap indeed. And it was very close for third place between Darnell and Beast. And then comes Southerner Ham Dodgy in P7, a very good lap. Jam in P8, and then there's a gap to Van Dorn in P9. I'm assuming these guys made a few mistakes, a couple of mistakes, because that's very easy to do. And we have Loki in the top 10, men's 11th, Smoke 12th, Hypers 13th, Night Ranger 14th, Colden obviously disqualified, and Bennett and Xhaka set no time, but it's Crispy who gets 4 points for pole in Formula 2, and he will start on the best seat of the house for the feature race. Nicky said, "Come on, Crispy," while that was going on, and Crispy was obviously listening to Nicky there. We'll get underway straight away for our feature race, and we will see who's going to win. Darnell said dry, wet. Sprint is wet for half, so that's going to be fun. So we have that to look forward to. A wet to dry to wet. A wet to dry by the sounds of it. A wet to dry sprint race. But we had the feature race first, so it looks like starting on pole, finishing 8th might be a good bet. Now tyres. Alternate strategy can be the way to go for most tracks, but I feel here that it might be the wrong choice, because although Monaco you'd think there's a high chance of safety car, there wasn't any at all. I feel like Baku would have more chance of a safety car than Monaco, because you're trying to tiptoe around Monaco, and here you're a lot higher speed. So we will see. But obviously you can only pit from the end of lap 3 in the feature race for it to count to your mandatory stop. VSC, there's a VSC that does not count to your mandatory pit stop. Safety car, you can pit under safety car, like I say, as long as it's after, as long as you're a third lap or beyond. And I'm assuming these super softs will not last horrendously long, maybe 5 laps at tops. We'll see. Colden says Night Ranger is glitching in and out. Let's have a look. More with Colden. Oh, so he is. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will see. Well, there's not much I can do now. But yeah, Night Ranger is lagging quite a lot there. We're about to start. If this carries on, then I'll have to invite him. But it's only me, so I don't want to stop the stream at the same time. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But they're going to weave her down the straight. Oh, as that's a spinner of Darnell going down the pit straight, and he's done a pirouette. That's quite bizarre, really. I've not really seen that before. But yeah, that's not going to put a lot of confidence. It might have warmed up his tyres for him quite nicely. So maybe it had the wrong way to warm up your tyres. Luckily there's no damage on the formation lap. But yeah, I'm sure that he's not very confident now after that. But we're going to get underway very shortly indeed. As Xhaka and Bennett go into the grid start. And here we go then. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers now. And they're off, and we're underway for the feature race here. And it looks like Race Roller's got a good start. Can he get alongside? No. It's not good enough as an equal start for the front few as Beast gets all out of shape coming out of turn 1. And now he's side by side with a fast starting Dodgy, who's trying to go up the inside of Southerners, but then that's going to put him off, and he's going to have to defend. Oh, there's a spinner in the background, and that is Colden. And he's in the wall, and now side by side up towards turn 3. And Dodgy stays ahead for now, and in behind the two brothers going at it. Jam and Ham side by side. Jam's got the inside line. Can he hold on? Ham's going to try and swoop around the outside. Can he get it done? Still side by side into the next break-in zone, but I think that Ham will appear ahead. No, Jam appears ahead. I was not expecting to see that. Oh no, it is Ham. Sorry, that was Beast. I got mixed up there. But yeah, Ham is ahead of Jam, and it seems it's as you were at the front. And Darnell is doing quite well on his mediums off the start and hasn't fallen back too far from the front two. And he'll try and stay with him as much as he can, but the front two are definitely going to sprint clear at the moment. And let's go back on board quickly, see what Night Ranger's doing. If he goes to an X, I'll just invite him. Oh, as J. Lee Menz gets out of shape. And this is going to be side by side for here. Might not end well. Oh, that's close. Someone's hit the wall ahead. Oh, and Loki and Hypers hit the wall, and now they're going down the straight. And Hypers has lost out. Crispy sets the fastest lap. Race Roller was very close. Here comes Hypers, squeezed to the wall. Is he going to go down the inside? Not the greatest camera angle in the world game. Oh, and that's a spin. The Night Ranger looks to have hit, maybe. Oh, and they're all off. They're all 6s and 7s at the moment. Almost 4 wide at the back here. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, Night Ranger's lagging quite a lot. And yeah, I'm going to... Sorry about this. If I can find them quickly, I will. Right, I sent him an invite twice, so we'll move on from that. Hopefully he doesn't get out of the way. Right, back on board then. Hypers is ahead. He hasn't got much front wing. So it's a bit of a plank almost of a front wing. Basically, he has got one side, so one side's like one side's like looks like a plank, and then the rest is fairly normal. But yes, let's have a look then. Southerner getting close to his brother ahead, or trying to anyway. DRS will be enabled on the next lap, and then hopefully he can have a run at Darnell, but at the moment just not getting close enough. As they're side by side in the background, as Beast and Dodgy. Beast trying to overtake Dodgy now. Down towards turn 1 we go. Who's got the better straight line speed? Crispy sets another fastest lap. Beast is going to have the inside line. Is he going to make the move? Goes side by side, still side by side. Beast gives him a squeeze, but gives him enough room to stick around the inside. Here comes Ham trying to pick up some scraps, but no, Jam's looking interested again on his brother, and this is going to get close down to the next break-in zone. As Jam looks like he's got a good exit as well on board. Here he goes. Is he going to go for the move? He's going to go. He goes for the dummy, and and handbrake's late, and that's almost into the back of Dodgy. And I thought for a second Dodgy's race was about to be over in a flash, but it wasn't. And Jam is trying to have a look, and so is Van Dorn actually. I'm very interested at the moment. As Race Roller's picked up his pace a little bit in the first sector and a half. Yellow flag, and that is Bennett off at turn 2. And Jam is still there. Jam is still there. Ham is still there. Jam is very close through the castle. As J. Menz and Hypers. Menz gets past at turn 7 by the looks of it, and Menz spins at castle, and that might be a little bit of a roadblock. And he's reversing, going to have to do an Austin Powers there. Unfortunately for men's, but still yellow flag, no safety car. And he's still there. And he's just now getting underway. And the yellow flags go away. So, let's have a look then. On board with Race Roller, how close is he going to get in the DRS range? Summoner's very close to his brother in behind. Race Roller gaining, and it's very powerful at the moment. It's the slipstream, but I think the straight is just going to run out, and it does. Summoner behind though is going to pull out alongside, and he's going to brake, and he's going to be ahead before the braking zone. Can he get it slowed down? Just about, but maybe Darnell's going to try and fight back down towards turn 2. Oh, he has a little look, but it wasn't enough. And behind, Ham and Dodgy going at it. Dodgy sticks his nose in. Ham brakes a bit late. Bennett retires on track. Down, and there's a safety car. Safety car down turn 15, I believe that is. There is a full course caution, and as I said with the alternate strategy, this kind of thing, more chance for a safety car, and it just throws it up in the air, and it's a free stop for everybody who's on the super softs. So then Bennett crashed down at the bunny hop. I wonder if he took the bunny hop or not. But that is not very good for Bennett. His race wasn't going spectacular, and it's gone even worse. So then, I think I know what's going to happen. These guys are going to pit out front. Got to stick to the delta before they catch up to the safety car. Let's have a look at the position. We'll look at the position changes once everybody is behind the safety car. But the top guys haven't really changed. Top 4 or 5. Oh, Summoners has gone up a couple, but sorry, the top 2 haven't changed. And this is going to bunch everybody up. And maybe, well, safety cars breed safety cars, as they say, and maybe there'll be a bit more action. But I assume they're going to come into the pits, and Crispy does. Race Roller, Summoner, Darnell will carry on. Beast will come in, Ham will come in. Dodgy, Jam, Bandorn. Further back we have Loki, he will come into the pits. He should do. And he is coming into the pits. Smoke will probably carry on. He will. And Hypers has pitted already, but he is on the super softs, interestingly enough. But he might have been one of those people who started on the medium tyres. But has elected to stop, so maybe he'll be coming in again, but that will put him on the back foot for the sprint. Or it won't actually. That is a good idea for the sprint. If it's wet to dry, this is essentially the strat you have to go with. Oh, and that's very hot into the pit lane. But yeah, this is the mediums, and then the mediums won't have to last as long as they do in the sprint if it's partly wet. So that will probably aid these drivers. But yeah, Darnell is going to be maybe a little bit of a sitting duck. We'll wait and see. 4-lap old tyres. His tyres will start to wear or fade off earlier than the other people on the medium compound tyres. Night Range is the only one on the super softs at the moment. But we have to wait. For everyone, is just still waiting for Crispy to catch up. And Darnell's a little bit of a lonely figure behind the Mercedes safety car. We're looking forward to seeing the Aston Martin soon enough, whenever that appears on the calendar. I have no clue when or what tracks off the top of my head. So then on to lap number 6. We start lap number 6. If you're just joining us, safety car has got, well, off the start it was very equal. Beast dropped back a little bit, but yeah, Southerners was the fast starter in the front 5, in the top 5, and then he made up a couple of positions past his brother. But then there was a safety car on lap 4, or just as the leaders went on to lap 5, I believe, or maybe, oh yeah, safety car lap 4, I think, around that time. And then because of Bennett crashing at turn 15 in the downhill left-hander near the end of sector 2, and now there was a safety car, and the only people who haven't pitted yet are Darnell, Smoke, and Jaylee Menz. I do believe Colden has retired in the pits, has he? Well, I assume so. I know he just retired, but it seems like he must have retired in the pits. Yeah, but I know JD Menz has stopped. He stopped twice. But yeah, Darnell and Smoke then. The only people who haven't stopped. Position changes is what I was going to look at. And as you can see, Smoke up 8, but hasn't stopped yet. So there's not much changing. Xhaka will be the person who's made up the most positions. But yeah, there's not much change really at the front. 1 or 2, or just really 1 from Beast, but he'll get 2 back once Darnell and Smoke pit, providing that Beast doesn't make a mistake or have an incident somewhere. As we wait for Hypers and Men's as the safety car goes around one more time. It's a little bit boring at the moment. Yeah. So then, as Hypers and Men's catch up, which they should do this lap, safety car should be in this lap. You would think that it's between Crispy and Race Roller for the win, but stranger things have happened. Lap number 7. So we'll have, well, half the race once we basically half the race will be done when we cross when the safety car comes in. So we'll have the second half of the race, hopefully all green flag. Apologies to the viewers, this is not the greatest viewing in the world, and we're still waiting for Hypers and Men's to catch up. How slow can you get? How far away are they? It seemed like they should have caught up by now. I don't know if they're just taking it easy, or I don't want to say they're going slow, but it just seems like they're taking it a bit easy, to be honest. Will the safety car be in this lap? I do hope so. Yes, safety car is in this lap, so we'll be getting underway shortly. And hopefully it'll be a nice finale to this feature race, as Hypers and Men's will catch up, and they'll be coming at a rate of knots, you would think. But let's have a look. What will Darnell do? Will he go early? Will he go late? Hopefully Hypers and Men's slow down and not crash into the back of the whole pack. It would be nice. They're going side by side in the background. Is Darnell? He's gone. Darnell is gone. He's left Crispy in the dust almost. And Crispy's going to try and hunt for the slipstream, as everybody is hunting for the slipstream in behind. And there's trying to be a couple of side-by-side moments. Beast is having a look. And he's trying to go as someone is having to go down the inside of Smoke, forcing him off, or trying to force him wide into a mistake. Action in the background as well. There's a Jam and Xhaka as Race Roller and Crispy. Oh, and there's a car off there of Xhaka as Crispy seems to have lost it on the exit. And Crispy is now down to 5th place. And obviously I didn't see what happened there, but that is big news for this race, as a Race Roller is now in the net lead, as they're all getting very close to each other in the background. Yeah, Xhaka was the one who went straight on. Jam has been battling for a long time now. At the back, get a flag in Sector 1, and that is Jaylee Menz who's hit the wall, but he's got going once again. But yeah, bad news for Crispy fans, and he is dropped now down to 5th, and he's got it all to do if he's going to convert pole position into a race win in Formula 2, and I think he may have got some damage. He has, so that should see him into the pits once again, because he's going to struggle a lot with that damage. So he's obviously spun and hit the wall on the left hand side somewhere around turn 2, and that has made Race Roller a hot favourite now to win, as he's hitting the back of Summoner, so he's still quite quick with this damage. Which I'm quite amazed. See how the downforce is. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yellow flag in Sector 3, and that is Men's round once again. He has hit the wall, and that is a lot of his front wing off. Let's have a look then. Crispy's going to carry on, he might as well. There's a Summoners is close, but not close enough. Beast is closer. Is he going to have a go? No, he stays behind, and Ham's going to look interested in the background, as Summoner is now ahead of Smoke into the next braking zone. He has made that move through the exit of turn 1. Smoke's tyres look like they might just be starting to fall off. As there goes Beast down the inside. That is a bold move. Oh, and Smoke loses it, and they're going to be, they're all over the circuit at the moment. And Ham loses out, and he's losing a lot of positions now. Crispy side by side with Smoke, and Beast has benefited a lot from that. Gets all out of shape, and they're all side by side. You can throw a blanket over a lot of them. Smoke's still getting out of shape. And they're side by side again are the two brothers, Ham and Jam. Surely not into the castle, please not. Someone back out. And Ham eventually on the outside line does have to back out. And yeah, that was a bit of frenetic few corners. But Donna has some pace out front. And Summoners is going to try and catch up to the back of Race Roller. As Van Dorn is now the next person. Looks like Dodgy might have hit the wall there. So let's have a look. No, he doesn't. Just maybe the rear right. But Van Dorn will be the next to try and pounce on LP Smoke. There's a Crispy struggling ahead of him, so I think there'll be another position there. There's a Jam looking closer, and he is much closer as DRS is now enabled. Jam is already ahead, but further ahead, Van Dorn is pulled out alongside, and as you can see, as we go down to turn 1, he should be ahead and is ahead, and so is Jam already. Oh, Jam goes wide, and that will make Dodgy look interested, but he didn't get a great exit. And now he's going to go inside, has a nose down the inside, but it's going to put him under pressure from Ham, unless he gets a better exit. And Jam does not have DRS, so here comes Dodgy in the slipstream, got the DRS, he's going to go down the inside, drinks to the left as Jam has a little bit of a move in the straight, but it's still side by side. Dodgy trying to go around the outside now, is ahead, and he's still going and has made that move for now. Will Jam try and fight back into the chicane? No, he won't. Dodgy has made the move back up into P8 and is currently on reverse grid pole. Here comes Jam and Ham trying to fight each other again. They're on the same bit of road all the time. Dodgy goes defensive, and he's trying to weave this way and that to try and deter Jam from getting a good run on him. Get the slipstream off, but Dodgy gets through the castle section quite nicely. And this is the all-important reverse grid pole that these guys are fighting over. And it's going to go down to the wire, you would think. And when Darnell and Smoke going to pit... Oh, no, that is a big crash. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. And I've no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what's happened there. Yeah, that was bizarre. Darnell. Oh no. Race Roller takes the lead then. But yeah, that was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. In my... how is Ham that close? I have no idea what's going on. Maybe it's just a glitch in the system, but I don't think Darnell... No, he's not in. I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. But what I do know is Race Roller does lead. And everybody else is still trying to fight at the moment. In the background we have Hypers. Oh, Hypers goes deep and Jacker gets back past. But what I don't think is that Darnell is not in the session. I'm trying to get him back in as the time and screens go all off. And yeah, it was a bizarre moment because Ham went full pelt into the wall and still carried on and didn't DNF. And I'm not quite sure. I have no words to explain what just happened there. But Summoner under pressure from Beast and Crispy is what I do know. Crispy still on his way. Still hanging on to the back of Beast, and Summoner Darnell pits, but I don't know if he's actually back in the session yet. Haven't seen him rejoin. Beast is getting close, but not close enough. Smoke carries on. And Beast still in the DRS, but he's not getting close, not really gaining, and this left Race Roller free out front. And looks like this is going to be the battle then to keep an eye on. But Beast looks like he's got the pace on Summoner. Just can he hold on? But there is that all-important run to the line, as I'm going to try one more time. Oh no, I think I've... Yeah, okay. I'm going to try one more time. Yeah, there we go. Let's try and hope that Darnell gets back in, which is unfortunate for him. Let's see it. Yellow flag in sector 1. That is Night Ranger by the looks of it. Doesn't look like he's driving. Which is a shame. And but there you go, Race Roller in the lead. And then behind we have a few cars of Summoner Beast and Crispy. Dodgy's right on the back of Ham, or was. Looks like he's got a bit too close in the end. And now he's under pressure from Loki. But more importantly, here comes Beast to the battle for P2. Summoner goes defensive. But I think that's not going to be enough in the end. And before the braking zone, Beast is ahead. But it's another detection point right here on the entry to turn 2. And Summoner, if he gets a good enough exit, will have a go down into the next braking zone. And he's trying his best to get close with the DRS, but he's not going to get close enough. And he has to stay behind, and Beast up into second place. And he's not going to get first place unless Race Roller has a mistake, or Beast has some pace, some mad pace that we don't actually know about. But yeah, it's all important for Summoner to stay in the DRS zone. This is the only battle now that anyone's really close to each other. So they're all kind of spread apart now. And so what can Summoner do? Can he stay within the DRS within DRS range of Beast ahead? Beast has got some pace and he's trying to stretch his legs at the moment. And he is catching Race Roller. It's a shame it's coming in too little too late by the looks of it. Race Roller is probably just cruising at the same time. So probably a bit of both. But has Beast got a good enough exit that when he gets to the detection point, Summers doesn't have DRS. And I think that no one has DRS by the looks of it. And no one has DRS. So it looks like Beast is going to be fine. And Darnell is back in. Didn't show up on my screen. So that's why I kept inviting him. But yeah, looks like it's going to be, unless there's any major dramas come the end of this, it looks like it's going to be Race Roller, Beast and Summoner as your top three. Crispy with that wing damage, don't think he's going to have enough pace to keep up. He's trying, but it's not looking like he's going to make it stick at the moment. Currently Dodgy has that 8th place, and Ham, who went full pelt into the wall and didn't DNF, is in P7 trying to get within DRS range of Jam ahead. Yellow flag in sector 2, and that is Crispy in the wall at Castle, and his whole front wing is now off. And unfortunately for Crispy, the first wing damage wasn't great for him, and it's just got even worse. And now, as I was saying, Dodgy's going to be on reverse grid pole. It doesn't even look like, it looks like he's going to be Loki, the favourite for the reverse grid pole. There's Crispy now driving around with 0 front wing. He's not got a lot going for him, and he's going to get out of the way, or try and get out of the way, not hamper any of the drivers behind him. But Ham is going to get past fairly comfortably. He's going to get a better run, and he's going to be ahead. Can Crispy still get a point here? He's going to try, but I don't know, because he's going to miss every apex under the sun. So yeah, Darnell gets ahead behind, and he is in the World Championship points. Yellow flag in sector 3, and that is Smoke, who has spun. And here comes Dodgy then next to come up to Crispy. Will Dodgy just park the bus behind everyone and become the widest Formula 2 car to ever exist, and just say, yeah, I want that reverse grid pole. But yeah, I wouldn't know who to give. If anybody of you watching wants to give it a one driver of the day vote, that will help me nicely. But yeah, who is going to be driver of the day? Position changes. Van Dorn up into P4. I was not expecting to see that. He's obviously overtaken Ham and Jam somewhere in that melee. Might have been under safety car, might have helped him. But yeah, Race Roller is doing fine. Race Roller has been caught up quite a bit in this last lap. Crispy is going to get possibly reverse grid pole here. But ever since that safety car come out and Crispy made a mistake just after, it's been Race Roller who hasn't really looked back. He's been caught up by BCN, but Race Roller once again wins another feature race in Formula 2. Beast will come home to take second again as someone rounds off the podium. Van Dorn and Jam's going to get the run. And Jam takes P4 before the line, and Van Dorn misses out on that. Dodgy and Crispy will take reverse grid pole. Darnell picks up the fastest lap and P9. So Dodgy overtakes the line, a few overtakes for the line. Loki will get a World Championship point in 10th. Then Xhaka will miss out in 11th, as Hyper's in 12th, and then come Men's Smoke and Night Ranger. But a few overtakes on the line, and Jam, in the end, takes the P4, and he will gladly take that. So, yeah, as Hammond, so Dodgy and Crispy, and then Darnell and Loki did the same. So then as we wait for Night Ranger to cross the line, Race Roller extends his championship lead once again. And we look forward to what should be a hectic sprint race with some weather involved. There you go then. Race Roller celebrates on top step of the podium. Sprays the champagne once again. Conan said Van Dorn tried today, but I would have agreed with that if he didn't get overtaken on the line. So yeah, take your pick. Race Roller takes 25. And Darnell picks up the 2 points for fastest lap. So he gets the same as his teammate. But a bad feature race by their standards for Crispy and Darnell. There's I'm not sure if we're going to restart and go again. But Race Roller, Beast, Summoner are your top three. Then Jam, Van Dorn, Ham, Dodgy, Crispy. Crispy will start on reverse grid pole. So he will have another chance from pole once again. See if he can convert from there. Darnell and Loki are your points scorers from the feature race. Then we move to the sprint. There is the drain. They varied up straight away. I thought there was a break, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, there's going to be, well, from what I know, it's going to be wet to dry. But we will see, of course. But yeah, the best session, as I expected. And maybe get some wet practice in. Why not? Nice spin from Smoke there. This is Binala. So this should be a lobby restart. Smoke is going to get himself disqualified. And we'll have a break and hopefully get back in the lobby shortly. So we will see. Only time will tell. But yeah, the sprint race will get underway as soon as possible. Wait for an invite to the lobby, and there should be an entertaining sprint race in the wet conditions. Haven't had much rain, if any, so far this season. Not like I remember off the top of my head anyway. Didn't have, obviously, wouldn't have had any in Bahrain. Then the second race would have been Spain, and I wasn't here for that one, so not sure if there was any. And then yeah, then it was Monaco, and it was all dry, and now we have rain in the sprint race. Hopefully get an invite to lobby, see what's happening. Not too sure. I just assumed you got the reset up. I'm assuming this is lobby, but we'll wait and see. I'm just going to vibe here until I said otherwise. Yeah, they're all coming in now. So we'll have the feature race first, and now, well, Darnell will do the grid, and then we'll do the feature race, get us through that as quick as possible, and then we'll have the sprint race, and we'll start how we were at the end of the feature race. Top 8 reversed, and then ninth, and from 9th downwards will be in the same position as they finished. So hopefully this is as quick as possible. And everybody hops back in. I think it was 17 or 17, 18, I can't remember. So hopefully everybody gets back in as quick as possible. "16 people in. Doing it. See, I don't know if we're waiting for anybody else. Not sure. Not as clued up on everybody's teammates this season. As I say, that someone else. Smoke was the other person. Okay, there you go. But yeah, Smoke will be the last one, and then once he fixes his car, we'll do the grid, and we should be underway shortly. There you go, they're all ready and up, so we'll have some action for you guys. That is lovely, is it, Mizzy, mate? It's beautiful as well, to be fair. So what will happen is we'll do the feature race. Everybody will put their setups on before we go in. We'll give a minute or two for everyone to do that, and then we'll start the formation lap. Everyone will disqualify themselves quickly as possible, and then everybody will retire from the feature race as quickly as possible, and then we'll go into the sprint race. Simple as that. Here we go then for the formation lap. The shortest formation lap ever. Well, shorter than Monaco, I'm sure. Well, try to be. Hopefully we've got a few more. We're waiting for a few more. Is reversing. Night Ranger is trying. There we go. Five red lights. And let the fun begin. It was virtual safety car. That is the most expensive car park. Interesting. That is how Formula 1 cars are made. Men's, would you like to crash? You'll do it. Okay. So then that's that done. Shaka does not win the feature race. I'm sure he would love to win the feature race. That's the only time someone named Shaka is going to win something. So, yeah. Swiftly moving on. We should be ready up shortly to go into the sprint race, and we'll actually have some proper action. So then, the question is, how are they going to cope with the wet conditions in Baku? This is going to be interesting, to say the very least. I expect some carnage. Let me see, Crispy, I'll run you through the order. So then, run you through the order. It is Crispy who will start on pole in the sprint. From Dodgy, Ham, Van Dorn, Jam, Southerner, Beast, Race Roller, Darnell, Loki, Xhaka, Hypers, Men's, Smoke, Colden, Bennett, and Night Ranger. Is your order? Can Crispy convert this pole position this time around? It's going to be hard to adapt, I'm sure, to these wet conditions. There'll be a massive pace gap throughout the field, I imagine. And hopefully it's just 11 laps of pure racing. But interesting to see if it does dry up towards the end. But you better keep your wits about you, as I'm sure they will try to. Can they get the power down and not? Traction will be trickier, that's for sure. But they're coming down the back straight now, all 17 drivers. As they start getting on to the grid. Here we go then. What sort of thing? What have we got in store? Yes, rain, check. It is raining. Prepare for absolutely anything. 5 red lights are now come on ahead of the drivers. It's a long hold, but we're underway in Azerbaijan for the sprint race, and it looks like Dodgy might have got a good start. No, Crispy's got a very good start. They're almost 4 wide in. They're 4 wide going into turn 1. Oh my word, this is going to be carnage. Someone's hit the back as Dodgy's round, and it's an absolute car park. Look like Jam hit the back, and oh my word, they're all dragging along and not sure what's going on. And yeah, that's happening. Yeah, back out front. Dodgy's got a 5-place group penalty. Somebody got caught up in all that. There's Xhaka men's side by side going down towards the next left hand. They're almost they're 3 wide in the background once again. Oh, that's deep, and that's off for Darnell, and Xhaka is up. And is he going to go down the inside? He's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, and that's Loki getting all out of shape as well. Xhaka's going for the switchback, trying to go around the outside. It's been frenetic. Jam hit Dodgy on the open lap, and he's in second place. May well get a penalty coming his way at the end of this sprint race. And oh, Xhaka going, so Menz goes into the back of him. And there's it's up in the air. I've no idea what's going on right now. It's as frenetic as I expected it to be. There's a race rollers down in 11th place. Darnell's there as well, so Darnell rejoined. He did get damage from hitting the wall at turn 3 in the end, but Darnell rejoined. Oh, he almost loses the car. Rejoined back there. Beast is on the back of Jam. No, he's not on the back of Jam. The timer screens are lying to me. It's wing damage for Xhaka as he goes wide. Night Ranger up into the P9 ahead of Hypers. Oh my god, they're all over the place. Hypers has got absolutely no front wing. I have no idea what is going on. I don't know where to look at the moment. Darnell almost loses the car. And this is going to get tasty down here. Why is Night Ranger taking that weird line? Oh my word. And as they come out, that's a big crash. Oh my god, they're all over the place. What is going on? I have no idea. Let's have a look back out front where there's cleaner racing going on. Xhaka and Men side by side. Oh, as that's wide. Oh, that's going to be close. They're all into the pits. That's someone off in the background. And they're all fine back there. Loki side by side with Xhaka. Oh my word. Give me strength at the moment. I don't really know what that was only the first lap, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was someone off as well. Dodgy spun round. And he is going to have to do a, I don't know how many point turn, but he is going to have to do that. And I need a breather at the moment, please. I mean, I just want him to carry on and see, but looks like Beast has dropped off the back of Jam, and Jam's closing up to Crispy. It's a shame, really, that Jam was the one who hit the back of Dodgy, because Dodgy had a fine start, and then all of a sudden it was thrown away from him straight away. As I'm waiting really for the timing screens to kind of sort themselves out, but they're not. Seems to be the closest battle at the moment. Oh, that's in the wall for Xhaka. It's just, everywhere you look, it's just Men's has got barely any front wing as well, so maybe it's Loki's day to get a good result. As Xhaka hits the wall again, Crispy sets fastest lap, Jam's following him. And the timing screens should sort themselves out, so I actually know without working. Let's all get back at Ham. Oh, that's wing off for Smoke as well. It's just confetti at this point. It's just, yeah. I don't really know if anybody's got, well, half the grid probably don't even have a full complement of a front wing. And they're going 2 by 2 down towards turn 1. Who comes out on top? Will it be Noah, or will it be... Hams goes deep and eventually lets Darnell go. Very kind of him to do that. By the looks of it, he let him go. Well, maybe he didn't, but I don't know. They're all crawling over trying. Looks like Smoke's going to get boxed in here. And Summoner's going to have a go, and they're going to be 3 wide. You throw a blanket over the lot of them, why don't you? So Hypers is retired at turn 15. And it's a virtual safety car, and they're all going to have to sort each other out. Don't hit each other because you get time penalties. And they're all going to slow down, and eventually we get a breather. We'll wait and see when the virtual safety car does end. But yeah, very high pace and frenetic opening couple of laps. We're underway then. Many people got damage. Let's have a look. Loki then, with a full front wing on the back of Men's, should be a fairly simple overtake, you would think. This is 9.3 seconds. Beast must have had an off at some point. I didn't think he was that far back. Unless he's got damage as well, of course. I mean, pretty much everybody somewhere on the track has got left some damage. Only a few have survived. Oh, that's deep from Men's. And now is Loki going to have a run? No. Ham has got past Darnell in the background, or has he? And he has a full front wing. Oh, he goes deep once again. That's off the track. Will he have to let... Well, he was already ahead, so he won't have to let that one back. And here comes Loki. Is he going to have a go? He's going to have a lunge, a little bit of a lunge, half-heartedly. And so that is Night Ranger, I think, off in the back. No, I think that's Smoke off in the background. Loki stays behind. Men's ahead. Oh, and Men's almost loses the car. It's just... Well, it's just all over the place at the moment, really. Southerner and Darnell going at it in the background. It's anything could happen. Someone's bound to just be a yellow flag. Side by side through the chicane. It's going to get close. Has Smoke spun behind them once again. He's struggling with his tyres at the moment. Maybe they've overheated a little bit too much. But Darnell stays ahead for now. Gets all out of shape on the exit turn 7. And he's going nicely though. Now, well, he's tip-turned round. But yeah, this is... Just keep your wits about you. There's Loki then. Gets very close. Oh, that's slow off the corner from Bennett, and Race Roller is now picking his way back up through the field as he dropped down early on. He must have got caught up with the action at the start. And then now he's going to try and catch up to Loki and Men's ahead. It's Jams, it's the fastest lap, so he's keeping Crispy honest at the moment. But Jams got a big enough gap that if he did ever get a penalty, then he wouldn't lose out many positions. But Loki ahead has gone for the move this time. Will he stay ahead? No, Men's is still there hanging on, and this allows Race Roller to get closer behind yellow flag in sector 2. That is Dodgy. Dodgy, I believe. Men's teammate going slow. As Loki has made the move now. Has it stopped raining? It has stopped raining. Smoke has retired. Let's give a quick look. There he is on the exit. There, turn 18, 19. And that's still the yellow. Double wave yellow for Smoke. And it's gone away now, so there'll be no safety car. But rain has stopped. So now we're on a drying track. So this is going to throw the race up even a little bit more. How quickly will it dry? Let's have a look on board at our leader. Crispy. I haven't checked in with these front two at the moment. They're sprinting clear from literally everyone, and Crispy's found a bit more pace now in the last lap or so. And there's another, 5 second time penalty exceeding track limits, and that's someone off. Xhaka's off. Looks like Ham has made a mistake, and it's all kicking off once again. Trying to look to see Ham. Oh, he's got big damage to his car. And Darnell's up into P8 as a Race Roller should be making a move here. And he does make the move. Stick. Oof, goes a bit deep. So does Men's once again. Oh, that's someone deep in the background though. Bennett almost hit the wall. Ham in the pits with that damage. And let's have a go with the brothers then. They should have a... And they are going to have a go. Here's someone who's in the slipstream. He's going to go. He's going to go down the inside. And no, he is not going to go down the inside. And he backs out in the end. Oh, that's a slide. As the tyres are starting to overheat. As Ham puts on the super softs. He's a long way back, but he's really got nothing to lose. A bit of a sheen on the surface. He has got nothing to lose, like I say. And let's have a look back on board. With these two brothers finding out who's going to come out on top, who's going to have the bragging rights. Keep an eye on the Delta. On the left-hand side it is rising, so it doesn't look like it's... Well, it looks like it is too early now for the super soft tyres. But he had wing damage, so he kind of forced himself onto that. And he was like, well, I have nothing to lose, so why not? Oh, that's deep from Darnell. And he's going defensive already. And he's already behind, so great run through there from Southerner, and he is ahead now. And the Darnell try and pick up the toe, pick up the slipstream. No DRS just yet. Maybe we'll get some dry running in the latter stages. Will it be enough though? And the gap behind from Colden to Ham is still rising at the moment. As it's now just starting to creep down. Here comes Bennett, comes into the pit lane, so maybe that is for dries. It is touch and go as Ham is losing time once again now. So on the exit, it doesn't seem like it is. Just a few tens. That's deep. Oh, that's the wall again from Darnell. And that might sink himself down from his brother losing some pace. We'll wait and see. But a couple of drivers into the pits going for the gamble of the super soft tyres by the looks of it. There's yeah, there goes Bennett on the super soft tyres. There's Xhaka should do the same. And Ham, yes. Yeah, just not the right time at the moment. Let's have a look on board then with the race roller. And, well, as I say, look on board with race roller. He gets a great exit, and he's having a look. But not just yet. He's trying to get ahead of his teammate. That is Bennett off on the super soft tyres. And, yeah, definitely the wrong time for them currently. But we will wait and see. Race roller really needs to get ahead, or to have a gamble on these super soft tyres. But it just doesn't seem like they've got the grip just yet. Loki goes through there very nicely. He's just biding his time. Here's Loki. Crispy's setting some great pace out front and carries on. He just doesn't need to risk it at the moment. Neither of them do at the front. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it is. Maybe through some of the corners if you get the line right, but seems like you have way more grip on these wets, and if it starts coming down rapidly, we'll wait and see. But here comes Ray Stroller. Neither of them are pitting, so it might just be wets to the end for a lot of them. And up the inside he goes. It's going to be side by side for the two Carlin drivers. Loki's going to try and hold it round the outside, and he does get his elbows out, and he does stay ahead for now. And it's going to be a fight to the pit lane, you'd think, maybe, if the RS gets enabled this lap. But just doesn't seem like it is. Bennett is really struggling, but he might have damage himself with their super soft, so that wouldn't feel that great at all. But yeah, Race Roller did set a purple final sector on the wet, so the track is improving. But is it improving enough? And yeah, well, it's just been a little less frenetic since the first few laps. But it is drying up at the moment. It doesn't seem like maybe it's just starting to come to the super softs. Xhaka closing in on Colden, and Colden has realised, and DRS is now enabled. Colden does speed into the pit lane, but he is going to be a long way back. And now it might just be a fight to the pit lane between these two, depending on if everybody does pit. Are they going to pit? No, stay out. Crispy sets the fastest lap, so he knows he's got the pace. Southerner and Men's going out. Southerner has made a move on Men's, as Jam does carry on himself. There's such a gap behind them. They don't want to risk anything, really. But yeah, Ham has got past Xhaka in all this. As Beast comes into the pit lane then. Beast is going to gamble. As Race Roller is also going to have a gamble then onto the slicks. Are they going to have enough time? A couple of laps, few laps worth. Is that enough time? Oh, we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be interesting. There goes Beast. Keep an eye on his progress. A lot of pit lane action now. Loki currently in a podium position. This is incredible stuff in Formula 2. And only a few of us witnessing what can happen here. But all eyes on Beast then. Into the first braking zone, goes a bit deep. Has he got the grip? It looks like it's going to be good enough for Beast. Maybe you have got to get in. Who knows? Yellow flag. Dodgy has gone off. And they've lapped Colden. And that'd be interesting to see how Colden gets on in that. But it looks like there's enough grip here for Beast. So maybe he can, well, he'll catch. He definitely is catching now. Get on those super soft tyres. They are the tyres to be on by the looks of it. But can he catch enough ground? And the tyres will start to overheat because it's straight from wets. No intermediates in Formula 2. And we have 2.5 laps to go. Well, 2 and a bit laps to go for our leaders of Crispy and Jam. And the lead super soft runner is Beast. And here he goes for his first victim. And that will be Darnell, possibly down into this braking zone here. He wants to be careful, but you have more grip. Crispy does come into the pit lane. So does Jam by the looks of it. Yes, he does come into the pit lane, does Jam. As yeah, well, there you go. Beast breezes past. And this is the tyre to be on. And Race Roller has benefited from, he gambled. His teammate had the opportunity to pit. And Race Roller, Beast and Co. have all picked the right time to go onto these tyres in the end. As here comes Crispy coming out of the pits. Loki carries on then. Loki's going to go for the ballsy move. Fair play to him. Dodgy speeds into the pit lane. And Loki's going to carry on the wet tyres. Darnell will do the same. So they're going to try and go for top 8 score points, remember. And Summoner is going to be a pit stop behind his brother, at least, I think it'll be. But yes, it's going to be close. But I think Beast is going to claim this podium place. But who's going to get fastest lap now is the question. As on that final lap, everyone who will be going for a dash for the fastest lap. Loki is going to lose shovel time now, as this is a long circuit. It's one of the longest circuits on the calendar, so it's not really the circuit you would want to. But the times are going to start to tumble now. And how quick are they going to tumble? Race Roller gets past Darnell, and Darnell is going to try and limp home. The next person behind him is 22 seconds, and that is Summoner. But yeah, it looks like Loki's going to miss out on a podium place unless this just spins all over the place. But Loki is going for the bold strategy. You might as well. I mean, he's got a lot of time to Darnell behind. He's got a lot of time to Summoner behind. So it looks like Loki's going to score points in this sprint race by virtue of trying to stay out and go for it this way. Who knows if he had a pitted, would he have come out in the points paying positions? Van Dorn is right behind Bennett, but that is for no World Championship points. But with all these points on the line, it's really important. As if we go then, Beast in the DRS range of Loki, he's coming down towards turn 1. Will he have a go down the inside into turn 1? No, he backs out. He will have way more grip on the exit, and he does. Look at that, just breezing past now, and he's going to brake much later, and he has that position up into the podium place once again where he was before, and he is back there. And that was as you were, really. There wasn't much he could do. Might as well have gone for it, and yeah, he made the right choice in the end. But well, yes, he did make the right choice because there's way more grip, and he caught Loki up. And now Race Roller, who was right behind him as he comes into the pits, has almost caught up that pit stop gap, as a Summoner has also made up a lot of ground and will continue to make up that ground. Who can get the point, as Loki hopefully doesn't have any sort of puncture. No, he just let his teammate go. Looks like he made a mistake off camera. But it's going to be a tiptoe round on the final lap. Crispy in the final sector. There's Xhaka and Ham going at it down the back of the field. It has been from lights to flag for Crispy. Started wet, finished dry. I don't know if he's going to get the fastest lap. Will he get the full shebang? As Summoner is going to overtake his brother. Crispy crossed the line, does take fastest lap, but I don't think that will be for long. Jam will come home in second place. And that is a good finish, but he did have contact with Dodgy on the opening lap. Beast will come home in third place. And he takes the podium position. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Darnell is off. And he is spun round, and that means Van Dorn is going to get a World Championship point. Race Roller comes home in 4th, and Loki stayed on the wets, finishes in 5th place. What a drive from Loki there. Summoner will come in 6th in the end, as he comes up towards the line now. And then it will be Menz who takes some points with him in P7. And he crosses the line now. Van Dorn will take the last point in the sprint race, and then Darnell is going to overtake Bennett to the line with the DRS, as Xhaka and Ham very close to each other, as Colden will be the last to finish. But yeah, that was frenetic. If you got any driver of the day votes for you, I mean, I don't even know. I'd have to say Loki for just the nose stop P5. I mean, that is a great drive, to be honest. Done very well in the driving conditions. Colden is weaving like he's won the race, and then they just spun across the line. But yeah, I don't actually know who the top 3 will be. I'm assuming there we go, Beast, thank you very much. Roller, Beast, and Crisp will be in. Let's invite them in. It'd be nice if I could actually invite Zafai. Crispy. Beast. Where is Bigger Rolly? I've obviously missed him. No idea. Let's invite them. So there you go. Run down the results from the sprint race. Crispy wins from Jam, and then Beast in third. Roller takes the fastest lap away from Crispy, as Loki in P5 on the nose stop somehow finishes P5, as Summoner in P6 in the end. Men's P7, and the last point goes to Van Dorn. Then on point scoring finishers were Darnell, Bennett, Xhaka, Ham, Colden, Night Ranger, and Dodgy. The non-finishers were Smoke and Hypers. So then, top 3 were Roller, Beast, and Crispy. You are all in the party, so we'll get underway with, I believe, Crispy first, who's in third place. So we'll start off with third place, who is Crispy. I'm sure you've already ticked your box. So, Crispy. Yeah, it was obviously a good pole position for you, and then it didn't go quite to plan in the feature race. A couple of mistakes. But then you secured another pole position in the sprint race, and yeah, led from start to finish. So how would you sum up those 2 races? Quite polar opposites.
Don't really. Can't. I don't know. I can't really say I'm that happy with myself, to be honest. No, I don't know. No disrespect, but I bowled the feature completely. I mean, I probably would have won that I think after the safety car restart, I'd imagine. Obviously, I wasn't with Darnell, but I'd imagine the plan was he would have probably let me go like straight away, and then he probably would have held off Roller and the likes of other people behind. But yeah, I don't know, I just lost it on traction or something. I don't know whether the tyres were still kind of cold or I don't know, but yeah, it was a bit of a random loss, should I say, and then yeah, from there everything just kind of went downhill a bit. I mean, it was really weird because despite the wind damage, I still was actually really quite quick. I was still setting literally like personal bests in all the sectors, which was quite weird, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not exactly happy with it, but it is what it is. And then the sprint race, yeah, it was quite boring, but just kept it on track and made the right strategy call at the end, going on the super softs, and yeah, just kind of won it from there. Really, it was a bit boring, but at least I've kind of made up for it a little bit with the sprint win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been quite. Well, obviously when it was drying, was it any more difficult when it was on a drying track on those wets? Or
No, honestly, it was fine. I must admit that's the most difficult conditions we've probably drove in so far. I know the wet race for Spain was hard, but that was actually a lot more difficult. Even being in like free air, that was tough, I must admit. But no, yeah, when we went onto the dries, it was a lot easier, so that was obviously helpful.
Yeah. Well done on winning the sprint race. Obviously, unfortunately, you didn't get that feature, but at least you got the sprint. So yeah, well done on that.
Thank you.
On to Beast. 2 podium finishes. Yeah, I mean, it was. You tried to. Well, I guess you kept your nose clean in the feature and got what you could out of that. Well, you were catching Roller in the closing stages, and then the sprint was just get out of the way of whatever happened at turn 1. And yeah, how would you sum up your 2 races there?
Yeah, like you said, kept my nose clean really, and that was the key factor. The feature was pretty uneventful on my end. Took advantage of some damage to other cars and made up 2 places that I lost at the start really, because I got pretty poor start and dropped back behind Southerners and Dodgy. Yeah, like I said, uneventful feature. Then the sprint again, like you said, the avoided the first corner chaos in what was some like I think like Crispy said, the conditions were horrendous, much worse than Spain, albeit less wet. It was just really tricky, and then once it started to dry up, the wet tires just were very slidey. So I opted to pit early, hoping that the leaders would stay out another lap, which they did. But the difference in pace between the wets and the dries at that point was just not enough for me to get anywhere near them after they pulled away like 15 seconds. So yeah, again another uneventful race really.
Yeah, but still, well done on the 2 podiums. It's still a decent turnout in points. So hopefully on to the next one you'll be getting higher and maybe getting a win eventually.
Yeah, feature win still eludes me.
We'll see, maybe next time. But yeah, well done. Anyway. So then, onto our top point scorer. Once again, I do believe. 2 weeks in a row. Roller. Winning the feature race. Maybe fortuitously, you could say, but I mean, you have to be there. You have to be in it to win it, so you were there waiting to pounce, so you could have overtaken Crispy anyway on pure pace, but yeah, Just what you got to do, make no mistakes, and you didn't on that feature race. And then the sprint race, it was a tough start. Right, so obviously you were a bit further back in the pack, so obviously you had a slower start than others, but then made your way back through the field and took a strong result in the end and the fastest lap. So how did you feel that went for you?
Yeah, I mean, very happy, very, very happy with it actually, because Baku's probably one of my one of my worst tracks. Both Beast and Crispy were definitely quicker than me on race pace, so I was very lucky that Crispy made a mistake, and also very lucky that Beast didn't have enough laps to catch at the end, so it was a bit of a lucky win, but as I said, you've got to be there to take advantage of any mistakes and just keep it clean. And then on the sprint, I got brought up at the start, got absolutely power drived by about 3 cars. Don't know how I didn't get damage from it, and then just about able to make my way back up. Obviously, keep it clean again. The conditions, as the other two said, were terrible. Like, very difficult to drive. Pretty much every car I passed had wing damage, and I think I was one of the few cars that didn't. So yeah, I'll take it and run, I think, because, as I said, one of my worst tracks, and I think that's my 3rd feature win this season, so just need to keep it consistent, and hopefully I'll keep it up there through the rest of the races.
Yeah, well, you got a championship lead to defend, and you've extended it once again. So whatever happens, it doesn't matter. You come out on top once again. So I think you can leave again with your head held high. So well done again on that one.
Yeah, thank you.
So then that will be it from Formula 2 here. We have a couple of weeks off of Formula 2. We'll be back in Austria, but we do have our F1 division races in Baku, which I'm sure will be as entertaining as that sprint race was. So be sure to tune in to all 4 divisions and hope to see you there. But that will be all from me, so good night.